Hello everybody and welcome back to Balake Farms Cooperative Multiplayer. So, you join us in November and it is time to start our harvest. So this is the first time we're using our combine, so let's give it a try. I don't actually know how much the grain tank holds, but hopefully, well, to be honest, I think it'll hold this whole field in there. It's not a very big field, as you can see, and the sunflowers won't yield that highly. But yeah, it's nice to finally be harvesting our own field, so we need to be working towards more land really now. We've got enough equipment that will put us on for the time being, as in we've got a drill now, we've got the combine, and we've got the tractors and trailers, so we should be able to put ourselves on, and we should be able to do a lot of land work ourselves now. So the more fields we get, I think the sooner we'll make some good money. So just gonna get this field all combined up, and then we'll jump into some more contracts, and hopefully throughout this episode we can save up enough money to buy another field. Now I would like the field next to us, field 17 I believe it is, might be 16. It's the big field right next to us. That would be really nice for us, and yeah, it opens us up to start growing even more crops. I do know we're going to have to buy the other type of header because we can't afford a planter at the moment, but we've only got a corn header, so we're going to have to get a normal header for doing other crops. But as you can see, it's not going to take very long to do this field at all. Time we've done the headland, there's going to be a few laps in the middle. So I'm going to get cracked on, get this field all done nicely, and then we will move on and tackle some contracts. So I'll see you guys very soon. Right, so yeah, didn't take long at all about 5 minutes, and we are harvested. So we got a whole 2,567 litres off that field. So if we go into the menu, we can have a look to see what sunflowers are doing right now. And they're not doing too bad. We probably could get £1,000 more per 1,000 litres, but we're talking £2,000. So before we come on, me and Woody decided we'd probably just sell it directly. It's a crop we've inherited. It wasn't fertilised. It hasn't been looked after very well, so we might as well just make the £5,000 or whatever it's going to be and put it towards getting ourselves more land. So there we go, that's all in the trailer. I'm going to take the fast track over to the sell point and we'll get it sold, and then we'll have a look at the contract list and we'll see if anything tickles our fancy, and we can then get cracked on with a contract. I'm going to put that header back on the trailer just in case anything comes up where we'll need the combine. Ooh, just crashed into my own trailer. Great start. Yeah, let's get that pulled up back here. And there we go. Let's get that switched off. Woody wants his trailer, so let's go fetch that before we do our tipping. So yeah, we've got another fast track just like ours. Seems very popular in the contractors fast track. Let's get it hooked up. Let's see where we're going. So we are over to field 12, so straight up there, hang a left and straight to Woody. So I'll take this up to him now, and then I'll jump in our own fast track, and then I'll go across to the sell point and we'll see how much money we can make. So here we are. I couldn't find it on the map, so I've just followed the thing, and we've got £5,596 with a £263 tip environmental score. So that takes us up to £9,723 in the bank. So I'm going to quickly run this back to our yard now, and then what we'll do is we'll look at some contracts. Hopefully we'll take a big ticket one out, and we can make some money, as we're gonna be saving up for the field next to the one we've already got, which I think is 16 and 15, the two what we're looking for. So yeah, we need to make quite a few pennies, and then we can buy the fields later on. But for now, let's get this taken back to the yard. Right, so I did just get a message from Woody saying, is it worth doing one, a big harvesting one and working together? So to be fair, the biggest one on here at the moment is a corn harvest in field 37. Now we have got all of the equipment, but it is 77,000 litres, so 7 trips with our trailer, that is. But we can keep 7,600. So what we might do is, it reckons it's going to take an hour with this big header. Now, because we've got this header and we've got our own combine, we would have to do it with our own. So I'm going to get this started, and then once Woody's finished, he might be able to do a bit of carting and infill in the meantime. But we've got the combine. Let's crack on with a 20,000 litre, £20,000 harvesting job. So I'm going to take our combine, because like you say, we've now got the equipment, so we've got to use it, and we will go and do a bit of corn. So it could take us a fair while with our little 5 metre head, but to be fair, I think the head what it was offering us, long stalk, is only, let's have a look, I don't think it is overly much bigger. But obviously the lorry trailer would hold more than what our trailer was. So I think it was offering us this one. It's the 13 metres, so it's double the width. So in theory, it'd take us 2 hours to do this. But where is the field? 37. So out of here, into the road, round and left. Right. Let me head that way, if I can get around here without, yeah, thought this might be a problem. I think I'm gonna have to just quickly spin around, and then we'll head that way, and then we will go and start with our baby combine. So we might get Woody helping to do a bit of carting in between another contract, but £20,000 plus a bit of kick back off the like I said, we get a bit of the corn, so it might work out to be nearly 30 grand this contract, all said and done. But let's find out. So we're getting on with this field quite nicely. Woody's doing the carting and doing contracts in between, and I'm cracking on with the contract. So I thought I'd give you a quick bird's eye view now. We're about 40 minutes into the contract, and we're probably a quarter of the way through. So it is fairly slow going with our little combine. Probably a bit off more than I could chew with this contract, but at the end of the day, it's not too bad, and we should get, look, there you go, so profit from the harvest, we should get another 10 grand, it reckons. So it's worth £30,000 this contract, which is definitely worth a few hours of blood, sweat and tears. I say Woody is there doing contracts in the background, so our money is going up slowly, and here he is again with the fast track. So it is struggling a bit with these loads, and obviously I'm only getting 2 tips to a load, so it is fairly hard work, but I'm sure we'll get there. It should speed up now. I'm going long ways across the field because going up that hill is so steep that this combine does struggle, but if you can get it on a good bit of flat land, we will do about 9 miles an hour, so it's fairly quick if you can get it on flat land. But obviously this map is fairly hilly. But yeah, so Woody is back, so I'll get tipped and I'll crack on again. So we're nearly there now. We're 84% done, and we've got this last little bit. We have stole Woody's trailer and lorry from his contract just because it's so far from here to go back to the sell point that we thought we'd pinch his trailer, and he's using my trailer. So that's speeding things up because we're not having to run back and forth so much. And technically we're still using our own equipment to do his field. So, yeah, not long now. 15% of the field left, and then we will be done. So we've been in the combine for 2 hours now, so yeah, it probably wasn't wrong saying it'd take an hour with the bigger one. It looks like it's going to take best part of 3 with our little one. I'm hoping I can get this field done before we require some more diesel, because it is chomping through diesel like no tomorrow. But yeah, we've only got that little bit there left to do now, and then we'll be done. So hopefully this will be the last bit of time lapse on this harvest, and then we can move on to something more fun. Right, 2.5 hours later, we have finally finished the field. So we've about filled the borrowed tractor and trailer in. So just going to put this combine down here, ready to take back to the yard, and then I'm going to go tip this load, and we can finally find out how much all of that was worth. So we should see if we get the mega bucks from it, or it was just not worth doing at all. But yeah, we will get a bigger combine eventually, so it's not the end of the world. Like I say, part of the fun of this challenge is using our own equipment when we finally can afford it. And it was nice to actually use this combine, because obviously I don't think we'll get too many harvests into it before we start upgrading, really. So if one pops into the sale, we'll probably end up getting a bigger one. So yeah, I'm gonna jump into that. I was just getting the header on the trailer ready. But yeah, right, let's head to the sell point and let's get it sold. So we've got 31,000 litres in. That would have been 3 more trips with the old JCB. So it has helped pinching Woody's spinach trailer to do that contract. Right, I'll head up there now. Right, let's get this on the weighbridge, find out how much we're weighing. So let's have a look at what that says. So we're 32 ton. It's quite a heavy old rig this is, but it is nice to cart with something that can do 55 mile an hour. And let's dump this corn and find out what our kickback's going to be. So hopefully the contract finishes, there we go, and the rest of it is all ours. Beautiful, so we got 20 grand off that harvest, as well as I think 20 grand for doing it. So that is actually, that's made us £40,000. So yeah, it might have taken quite a while, but it was well worth doing. So oh, I'll tip Woody's spinach as well, and then we can get that contract sorted. He won't have tipped it because we won't want to lose the machine just in case. So there we go. So now the rest of it is all of ours. So that's another £5,800 plus the £8,000 for his contract. So now that takes us up to £76,000 in our bank account. So yeah, it's been a long contract, but I think it's been well worth it. So we are concentrating on fields for a start because we want to get some land. But what we've also been thinking is we probably need to get a glass house, water bowser, and a flatbed trailer. So obviously the land is important, but we're not going to be drilling it until next year. What's it going to be? It'd be sort of June time, I would imagine. Maybe a bit earlier, because we ain't got a plan till we've got a drill. So if we can get a glass house or something going in the background, we can have a steady income. And we don't really need a field sat there where we can't do anything with it. So, oh, Woody's just said there's a flatbed in the sale. So we'll have a look at that in a second. And then we just need to price up a water bowser and build a glass house. So, but yeah, that's what we've been thinking. So fields is definitely top priority, but we need some backup income. And there's no point of sitting on a field spending all the money now to work hard again next month when we could get a glass house in, and it'd probably make us 20 grand overnight sort of thing. And we can buy the field just before we're ready for it. And plus, if they plant the fields we want to buy, it just means less work for us. Right, let me run this back to the yard. We'll have a look at this flatbed, and then I will talk to Woody and see if he'll build a glass house. And I think we'll go for the 18 grand glass house, not the polytunnel, because I think it's the best producing one. So just looking in the sale. So yes, there is a little water bowser in there. It is only a baby, so we could go for the double fill capacity. I think that's definitely worth it. But yeah, it's. I think we'll let him build what he needs to build first. That's definitely worth it. Well, actually, it's not a very good pallet trailer, that one. What else we got? It's a dolly trailer, but it's better for pallets than the other one. Yes, I think it'll have to be the dolly trailer over that one, because that one's just not going to be great for pallets. They will not stack very easily. Unless that infills. I'm not sure. Or we'll have a look at new ones. So, let's see. Yeah, let's just have a look at new ones while he is building that. We'll see what money we've got left, because if we've got enough money to get a bigger water bowser, it may be worth getting a bit bigger one, so £17,000. Then again, it doesn't hold, there's not a lot in it really. The Bailey one's always a good one, but it's £29,000. And we've got some of these older ones. I mean, that older one there is only 1,200 quid new. What's the configuration? water, liquid fertilizer, diesel, universal 8,000. Yeah, that is actually better value for money. It's only 1,200 quid. An old school thing, but it's definitely worth it. So that might be the one we go for. And let's just have a look at low loaders. Flatbed trailers. So I'm not keen on the fact of having a dolly trailer. Not overly sold on them, but I think it might just be a temporary bridge. I'm saying that it's 30 grand. The other one's 8, so yeah, we probably could just buy a new one. 20 grand for the just standard flatbed trailer, dolly one. What else have we got? Low loaders. The Bailey trailer's 42. Could get something like this. It's only small, but it's only our interim one. That might be worth it, and then we could take tractors and stuff at the same time. Yeah, I'll have a word with... Oh, I think that might be better. That's less money, and I think it's better value. 19,000. That's the one where it's got the bumpy rear end. Every time you try to put something up it, it just bounces it off. Oh, what we got here? Could get something like that. That's probably a nicer trailer. That's 25 grand. We've got 40 grand in the account at the moment. Yeah, plenty of options anyway. So let's just see. So we've got the polytunnel set up now. So let me... In fact, I think I'm just going to go buy them because I did talk to Woody earlier, and I think we'll go for this. It's the cheapest one, and I think it's like you say, it's not our forever one, but this will help. And being a bit lower, it's going to be easier to lift stuff onto. So yeah, let's get this bought. £17,000. And then, like you say, we found that Bowser, which is a lot cheaper even than the one in the sale, and it holds 8,000 litres. So I definitely think that's worth it. None of these hold any more, do they? 3, 3, 2. Does that hold 12,000 litres? 17 grand to hold 12,000 litres. But then again, you £1,000 to hold 8,000 litres, so yeah. I think this is what we're going to do. It's old, but it's only 1,200 quid, so you can't knock it. And that leaves us with £21,000 and some new bits and bobs at the shop. So let's get this trailer backed up, and then we can go and fetch. I might even be able to put the water tanker on the low loader and bring them all back together. So let me get this backed in here, and then I will come, and then we'll get that polytunnel filled up, and then we can start making some money in the background while we're doing our contracts. So it should be a massive source of income for us and really help get our farm going. Like I said, I'd like that field 16, and Woody would too, but like I said, at the moment it doesn't matter because we can't put anything in it, so we would just be buying it to sit on the land for now. So we might as well let them, if they're going to lime it and do what they're going to do with it, might be worth it. Then it means we're getting more for our money when we buy it. Right, I'll head to the store and I'll pick up our new equipment. Right, so here's our new water bowser and our low loader. So let's get it off the trailer. So just got to get the front end lifted up, and then we can, or we just ram it off when Woody stops being in the way. And then he crashes into it. Let's see if I can level this up. It's not gone exactly to plan. There we go. That's our 8,000 litre water bowser off. So let's get low loader moved. It's actually going to be quite good, the low loader, because it is so low. It is going to make it so much easier to load stuff on. Right. I'll just move this back here out of the way for a second. And I'm going to jump into the case, and I'm going to get the trough all filled up. So look at this, our vintage tractor on our vintage water bowser. So it's going to take quite a few trips of back and forth. What's this? Look at that. I think she's limed the field, so she's actually doing a half. We need to lime our field, so a lime spreader. Well, I think ours does it, to be fair. But if one does come up in the sale, we'll definitely consider getting it. A bigger one anyway. But for now, I'm going to fill this up with water, do a few shunts, and we'll get it filled up. So we go on to menu, onto owned, and we're going to turn lettuces on. Holds 40,000 litres, so it's going to take a few trips back and forth, but I'll soon get it filled up. So as soon as we drop this water in there, the polytunnels should fill up with lettuces. Right, that is the glass house all full up. So we should now be making beautiful lettuces, which will be spawning over here, and then we can take them to the sell point on our fast track. Obviously, January is the best month for lettuces, and it is coming around soon, so it won't be too long. But as you can see, our fleet of vehicles is getting bigger and bigger. We now have, well, we put the combine to its utter test today. As you can see, we've got a low bed, well, I want to say a flatbed, but it's a low loader. We've got the water bowser, and we've got a lovely glass house. So inside of here we have our lettuces growing. So look at that. So I think that is a perfect place to leave it for today. We've been really busy. We've done massive corn harvest. Woody's done quite a few spinach harvests. He's done fertilising, and he's done a bit of cultivating. So it's been real busy day, and by the looks of it, he's about to build a tent for us to go to sleep in, and then we will join you next time in December. So thank you for watching. If you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Any suggestions, please leave them below. And as always, if you hit the subscribe button and ring the little bell, you'll get a notification of when we wake up from our tent. I'll see you next time.